You know, Calabash did a good video here not too long ago, boys, talking about this. We know these claims of this percentage of what a detector finds, one model versus the rest or other models, you know. Well, here's something else for you to think about when you start running out these statistics. And this makes perfect sense when you think about it. Let's assume we had every metal detector VLF ever made. And let's say we could dial the clock back 40 years. And we compared all those detectors. You know what would happen, right? What would happen? Well, if you dial back 40 years, a lot of these sites hadn't been detected, right? So you would have mass targets or more challenged targets, but what else would you have? You would have targets sitting out in the open. So if we try this same stunt today, well, a lot of the targets, like in these parks, well, a lot of these targets sitting out in the open, you know, a silver dime for a E-track at 7 inches, boys, boom, it's gone. Now, there's other machines that would hit that dime, probably even ID it, but that target is gone. So now what are you left with? If we go to sites now, unless it can be officially sanctioned as a virgin site, never been detected, if we took all these detectors ever made, if we take a Garrett groundhog detector out, for example, and I'm not picking on Garrett by saying it, but if we took that detector, or we take an ACE 250 or an ACE 150, well, 40 years ago, there would have been a lot. What I'm saying is the percentages would have been higher for those machines seeing targets, wouldn't it? In the bigger scheme of things. But if we go to sites today that have already been hunted, that's not going to be the case. The less performing detectors are going to have fewer targets that they can recognize. Does that make any sense? So yeah, this garbage about this percentage stuff, you know, I don't know where that come from, but I've never heard anybody associated with I mean, you know, they wrote Minelabs here, well, multi-frequency is obsolete as single frequency. Well, that right there actually makes a hell of a lot more sense to me than what this other person is saying about giving these 99 point whatever percentages. You know, if you're a math student, you know, if you can assign a point, if you can actually quote a percentage down to the 0.1, 0.2, 0.3 level, you know what that means, right? That means you can't just go check 100 targets and arrive at that conclusion. To be able to quote 0.1% accuracy, that means you would have to look at least 1,000 targets. You couldn't even look at 500. 100 targets will only get you within 1%. So if one machine sees 100 out of 100 and one sees 99 out of 100, that's 99%, not 99.1. So if one machine sees 999 targets and the other one's seeing 1,000, well, what is that? Do the math on that. Or one machine seeing 991 targets and the other machine is seeing 1,000. What is that per percentage? Yeah, I seen through that garbage when I heard it. It's a shame, really, but you know, hey, I'm a realist, boys. I'm not going to take a detector out here and compare it to 1,000 targets and put it on video for anybody. It'd take way too long. And then the other problem you got, there's other variables associated with it. EMI. You know, there's other factors. It's a possibility you could take one of those machines back to the same spot where it wouldn't detect and it might detect. Then what? You see how tricky this business gets when you try to do something like that and come up with some actual accurate data. Well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Keep them videos coming, Calabash.